And we're live. Welcome on in, everybody. It is Thursday night, and if you know what that means we are live. And so here we are today from the beautiful central Mexico, as we are your digital entrepreneurs. And so tonight we are talking about all things business and relationships. And today I have my co-host with me, Mr. David Jones, the CEO and president of the HELLO LLC. Hi, Mr. Jones.
How you doing, ma'am? Hopefully all is well. I am good. Good to be here, having a great time in this great day in Guanajuato, Mexico. And you hearing me? Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure you hear me. Okay. You were hearing double from the laptop, so we're all good, right? I turned it off. But more importantly, guys, look, when we have this conversation on our Thursdays in Hello Pivot, this is really, an open, candid conversation. We're going to be bringing to you guys some live guests to join us as well, and really just, opening up our playbook, opening up our business expertise, and having just genuine conversation. And today's conversation, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a juicy one, right? Today we're talking about, is your business affecting your relationship? And a lot of the times, we say no, but it actually is, whether it's for the good or for the bad. And for us, running our business, the Hello LLC. If you guys don't know, the Hello stands for helping everyone live life optimally. For my entrepreneurs out there, it's helping entrepreneurs leverage leading edge optimizations and really pivoting people into the future, utilizing AI, utilizing Web3, and being able to implement strategies and technologies into the future. We find it so often that people are utilizing these old strategies, these old techniques, and these old ways of doing business. And I'm here to let you know things are changing, times are changing, just as what we're able to do now, where just 3 or 4 years ago, you would never have the opportunity to be able to have a live, streaming podcast or an opportunity to go on all these major channels. And yet here it is, we all have the same opportunity. And the things that we share with people is just show up and press the button. And most people don't show up and press the button in their life. And that's in all aspects, right? Not just with business, but in their relationships. And that's something that we're really going to touch base on, is, clearly defining, what me and Tara's roles are, establishing our boundaries. Some people have more boundaries than others. We're not going to mention no names, right? Community, or should I say communicating effectively, and then being able to practice active listening. And more importantly, being able to express appreciation, and being a couple, sometimes that lacks because, oh, I love you. And yet, at our job or at our corporate structure, we need that, praise. We need that, hey, I'm appreciated. And the same thing goes, within our business. And then, being able to schedule out that you and me time, right? That date night time, and really being able to not talk about business, not bring up other things that impact the business, and then being able to seek professional help. One thing that me and Tara did at the very beginning, when I say seek professional help, I didn't say you had to go see a psychiatrist. I didn't say you had to go see a therapist. I said, seeking professional help as far as, with your business, as far as with your relationship, and also, with yourself as well. And that's really, where me and Tara started this business, this brand, was going to a self-development course, right? When me and Tara were at wits ends, we were done, and just, she had found this course for her to go to, and she went to it and literally, called me and messed up my whole entire golf game, telling me that it was her fault. And for my fellas out there, we know if your woman calls you and says, hey, it's my fault, it's all on me, the relationship and what it's been going through has been on me, and they admit to it and it sounds genuine and it's like right there, you know that this is what? And that is exactly what happened, when Tara went to the self-development course. And then I was supposed to go, 2 weeks later. And we got in a big fight, we got in a big argument, and I wasn't gonna go. I was like, you know what? That class didn't help her at all. She's still doing the same things. She's still acting cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right? She said it was her fault, and yet here we are again. Mind you, when I decided to go to the course, I'm the one calling her saying, "Hey, baby, it's my fault. It's on me. I'm sorry. I apologize. I've been the butt, right?" And just that's where we then were able to be introduced to this network marketing opportunity that really helped us out in our health. My health was out of whack. Tara health was out of whack. She'll talk about hers, and more importantly, my blood pressure was three. What was it? It was two. What was it? 170 over 115, and that was high. And really, we were introduced to this nutrition, and my health turned around, and everything just completely shifted. For us as a couple, for us just getting our health in order. We were working out more, we were feeling better, and we were just genuinely, excited to build this business and share it with the world. And a lot of people ask, how did you guys come up with the name Hello? And it was because of this self-development course that I had went to, that my mentor, when he wanted to get your attention, he would sit there and say, "Hello, hello." And so that was one of those fad things that we did, was say hello. And Tara said, "What we're going to name it?" And I said, "Hello." And she said, "Oh, that's actually pretty good." And I said, "But I mean, it just can't be hello." And that's where we came up, with the helping everyone live life optimally. And it just, took off from there to where, we've really been able to stand by, what we've started with was love, kindness, and integrity. Because in this course, we were told to come up with 3 words that represented us living powerfully. And those were the 3 words that we, announced, and we planted our flag as being to bring back that love, to bring back that kindness, to bring back that integrity into business. And that is what we stand on. And something that, we talked about yesterday, that'll probably be one of our conversations next week, is that most people don't know what integrity is, right? Our parents fed us, clothed us, told us not to do this, told us not to do that, but there really wasn't a conversation of, hey, this is how you hold your integrity. And we all have these unexpected expectations. We all are lacking communication, and we're all, not being able to really, listen to each other of what integrity is and how that means for us. And so, those are just some of the things that I wanted to get, off and this conversation started. Tara, I would love for you to share, your thoughts on this, especially picking up, after, the hello name that we came up with.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you, Mr. Jones, for sharing that. But yeah, everything you said, it's always funny, the way that you get to where you're going is not the road that you expected to go down. You get thrusted down a road that next thing you know, you're like, oh, that's where we ended up. But it was not intended. And when I look back, I'm very thankful. But when you're going through it, you're like, hey, I don't think I want to do this anymore. You know what? I'm good. But when we discovered, the power of the mindset, and we talked about this yesterday, by, just really getting into the mindset shift. You have to be aware that you needed a mindset shift. And that was the biggest thing for David and I, is we had to be aware. And David trying to tell me about who I was being, or me trying to tell David about who he was being, it doesn't work. It still doesn't work to this day, which is why we don't tell each other who each other's being, because when you've been together, like David and I have been, we've been together for 13 years. So we are at the point where the other person knows, you know, you get to a point where there's a communication level where you don't have to point out the obvious all the time. Because in reality, we are all trying to do our best and to grow within what we are doing. And so, you know, the reason why this conversation came about of is your business affecting your relationships is because when David and I started business, when we went into business together, we there was a few of our mentors that had, you know, married for many, many moons and have been, you know, entrepreneurs for many moons. And the one tip of advice that they would give couples who were going into business together is to make sure that you carve out time for your relationship, because the business can consume you. And it's funny because when we would hear that, we're like, nah, that won't be us. It was us. We found ourselves there, to the point where you look at each other and all of a sudden you're like, all we do is talk about business. And you have to, back to this whole thing about being self-aware, you have to stop and go, okay, we're a little out of balance. We've been go on business, but have we stopped and laughed? And I mean, now we laugh every day and, you know, all day long, but have we stopped and laughed and had a good time and done something outside of the business realm, right? And that was the biggest thing that David and I had to understand, was that balance. Because for David is, I mean, he's that dog on a bone. He is the racehorse in the, you know, the starting gate. It is, once you let him go to run, he's going to run forever. He is like that kid that I don't know how many people know that you're like, they don't go to sleep. They just run and they run and they run until they just run and crash because they fall asleep running, because that's just who David is. It is, you know, owning our own business. There's always things to be doing. There's always things for people to be reaching out to. And a lot of times what happens is you have to love, you got to lean forward or we're losing you in the background. There you go.
That better?
All of a sudden I looked over and you were gone. I was like, whoa. But anyways, my point being is the simple fact that, you know, David will go. He won't take naps. He won't have days off. He won't nothing. And that is it's a great quality to have. But if you don't stop and take care of yourself, put yourself back in balance, then you can really crash and burn. And then what happens is on my end, I'm going to take one day off. Or nope, I'm going to go do something else in this block of time instead of doing this. I will break myself up and I will, you know, take breaks. I used to not be that way. I used to be go as well. But the biggest thing I will share is like with David is that when we discovered that, the discovery was the fact that when David goes, I'm going with him, because we're in this together, right? And so we had to identify that, you know, our balance between business and personal life is a fine line that you walk, and it comes down to setting boundaries, you know, and really saying, okay, I'm taking Sunday and Monday off of my business, or I'm taking Saturday and Sunday, or I'm taking Tuesday and Wednesday, whatever your days off are, or day off, or whatever it is. You're taking those days off, your set time off, but are you really taking it off? Or are you just, you know, working in the background on projects, you know, because you're not bothered? And Mr. Jones, which we fell in as well. And something I will say is, being in corporate America for 22 plus years, I got to the point where I was like, no. You know, when I say corporate America 22 plus years, I mean, at the level where you have to be on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for projects that are all around the world, and, you know, different time zones. So they're calling you in the middle of the night because it's their work day. And so when you have to be answering emails, answering your phone, on text messages, on Zooms and all that, constantly, always available, that always the switch always on. Well, if your switch is always on, at some point it's going to burn out faster because you're not giving it a break or a rest. And that was something that I found out through corporate America. Now that I then identified in our own business, is that there's a burnout level if you don't stop and put yourself in balance. Because once you find that balance, you're re-energized to go do what you need to be doing. So then that way you have the freedom to be able to be balanced. And so the biggest thing that, these mentors shared with us, when we started our business, was to carve out, set boundaries around that time. And it was something that David and I thought that was not necessary until we experienced it. Mm-hmm. And to be very frank, we went many, 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 many years without identifying that we need to have that balance. It wasn't until up within the this year, calendar year of 2023, that we discovered we are out of balance within our relationship and our business. Because at that point, it was, you're waking up and it's like, you're my business partner, because all we do is talk about business, which is not bad. But if you have a relationship, then you're like, well, some people get a little, we're not balanced. And so I think what happens is, the other thing is, then it breaks down the communication, because then you don't have a level of communication, because maybe one person's on the go all the time, Mr. Jones, and the other person is trying to create maybe some balance because of burnout that's showed up in the past experience, right? And then there's a clash. There's a big old wave clash, because, if you are truly in business with somebody else, you want to make sure that everybody's putting in the equal amount of, effort and time. And so it was, through trial and error, David and I have had to learn these lessons and really identify how to navigate those seas. But to kind of move out of that into a broader sense of outside of just David and I's relationship into general relationships, is how does business affect that? Well, I've lost a multitude of friends throughout my journey in business. David has as well. And it comes down to, we love those people. We wish them nothing but well, but our focus is different. Our focus is not about going out and, maybe being in the bar all weekend, or the club all weekend, or, on the golf course all weekend, whatever it is, and hanging out with those people that do that. The other side of that too is, when you pivot from corporate America into entrepreneurship, it's a different wavelength. And when you start hanging around people, or you have friends that are in corporate America, they live for the weekend. I'm not trashing corporate America. I spent 22 plus years in it. Got a lot of friends and family that's still in it. But you end up living for the weekend, because you're like, I want my time off. And when it is my time off, I want to chill, or I want to do what I want to do. And it, most of the time, it's not working on your business, if you have a business. And so what happened with David and I through our journey is that, as we focused more on building our business and putting more time into it, we would choose a Friday night to stay in and work on our business. And I was joking around yesterday, I think it was, or it was the day before, when David was not with us on our room at the beginning of the room, that I was sharing that, when you have started to take your business seriously, when you've started to give up your Friday and Saturday nights to be working in your business, and you pull up to Chacho's. By the way, if you're from Houston, you know exactly what Chacho's is, but it's a 24-hour fast food Mexican restaurant. And we would pull up to Chacho's on a Friday and Saturday night in our sweats, looking like this, working on our business at 3 a.m. in the morning with all the drunk people from the bar and the club. And David and I would look at each other and go, times have changed because we're here getting some food and we're probably going to go back and work on some more work, until wee hours of the morning on our business because we had corporate positions and we couldn't do it during corporate hours, so we were working in the evenings, on the weekends. And that meant that we had to give up and sacrifice going out all the time. It didn't mean you had to give up full time, but we have to really shift our mindset to say, this is what we're doing. And if I sat here and asked many of you, or, if you would give up the next 10 years of every Friday, every Saturday night and Sunday, to that 3 days to work on your business, knowing that you will be uberly successful to where you'll have all the time freedom in the world, that you can then do whatever you want to in the world, would you make that sacrifice for 10 years? Most people won't. We wouldn't. If you would have asked us 10 years ago, we would have been, no, absolutely not. And so I share that because we have experienced a lot of changes in relationships. Our relationship with our family, relationship with our friends. Business has not only allowed us to grow obviously in business, but it's just I don't even know what the word I guess I'm looking for, love, is the fact that it comes down to business really has a personal growth, but so much in life growth, like life lessons that are not even related to business, just lessons in general. And those are things that you wouldn't have learned if you didn't go into business. So I'll park my scooter there, pass it back to you, Mr. Jones. But, I think that when you start a business, hold on to your hats, because it will show you who and who's not really invested. And I'll say this before I park my scooter, love. I did say I'm going to park my scooter.
You good?
The one thing that and I'll share this still today, and is in the 7 years that I've been in business, is the expectation that I've had for other people to support our business. And then the way that they do has left me, I've set myself up for failure, expecting people to support our business in a way that we would support their business. Yeah. And it really comes very crushing when you have very close friends of yours, and we both experienced this from very close friends of ours, who do not like our stuff on social media. They don't comment on our stuff. They don't share our stuff. They don't even say, they don't call to ask, how's your business going? How are you doing? There's nothing. But then you see that same person with another friend of theirs that is not maybe as close, and they're posting their product. Oh, you can go get a candle, or you can go get a cup, or you can go get a t-shirt from my friend over here. And you're like, well, who am I? Chopped liver? I thought we were best friends. Like, what the heck? And you just understand at that moment, it hurts your feelings. It really hurts your feelings, because you're like, I wouldn't have done that to you. But You slow back, you come back, and you go, you know what? That's okay. That's an unexpected expectation of what I expected, of how I expected other people to support my business. And I'm aware that there's 7.8 billion people in this world. So I'll go check out the 7,999,999 other people. So back to you, Mr. Jones. I'll park my scooter at that.
But first of all, when we have this topic about business and affecting your relationships, it's not just the relationships that you have with that significant other. As we started, sharing about me and Tara, but Tara brought up something that was very key. Being able to have relationships with those friends that you sat around the campfire, you played sports with, you sweat on the football field with. Hey man, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. All these conversations, and even people that you worked at corporate America with, and you were their boss, right? And you showed them the ropes, and you shared all of your information with them, and that they know that you helped them, and you built a business, you built a brand, and it's like, who are you, right? And so, look, I'm going to take this off because it is killing me right now to not to have all that. Does that work better? Does
Oh,
that
your
work better?
background?
Yeah,
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 that's
yeah.
better.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
took it
I'll
off.
take mine off too because the
It was
background moves around. Yeah, it's a
Yeah, it
lot
was irritating me. And so, you're so spot on, when you talk about that, because, and I've shared this story multiple times with people is that, I had a good friend in high school, played ball, all of that. And, and we would go out to eat, we would go do this, we would go do that, and we were posting pictures, all of the goods, right? And when we started our business and I start posting about, the health and wellness industry that we had joined and being able to help people with their health, I got a phone call from the same individual that said, hey, uh, man, what are you doing? You posting, you going loud. That's way too much, man. And I said, hold on, time out. I said, there was no problem when we were posting pictures in the clubs, at the bars, and everything else. And we were posting that out loud with thousands of dollars in our hands and throwing it up in the air. There was no problem then. But now there's a problem that my big behind at 300 pounds has lost this weight. And now I'm sharing with other people how they can do the same and get their health in order. And you're calling me talking about I need to calm down? Brother, that's not who we are. You know what my actual saying is. Stay humble, stay true, and everything in life will come true. And I've always shared with people, I'm going to share the things that most people won't share. Most people won't say, but you thinking it. I can assure you, you are thinking. And at that particular moment, I'll never forget. We had just got our brand new cars from this network marketing company that we blew out the water, which just blows my mind. We had excelled this level and just had brand new cars paid for. Nobody wanted to listen.
and
I
they weren't
literally
just bullshit cars. It was the
no
QX80 and the BMW 4 Series. It wasn't bullshit cars.
brand new cars, right? And nobody wanted to pay attention. And so I said, I was sitting in the house in the truck, and I said, you know what, brother? I said, you know what? This conversation's over. There's no need for us to have another conversation. Click. That was it, right? Because this is where we talked about earlier in relationships having boundaries, right? Having boundaries of what we allow, what energy, what frequency we allow to be in our surroundings, because our surroundings tells our story. Our story then creates the standards that we set. Those standards that we set then create really, the actual self-discipline that we put in line. And then that gets down to really being able to have that conversation with that soul, which is really what I had to have. Hey, look, this person right here, might not be the best for us. And that's why we remind people, people are in for seasons. Some people are in for quarters. It just depends on, how you want to look at it and really be able to move forward. And there's multiple relationships that you all have as well that have shifted. And as I shared, with my father the other day, me and my father would go to the flea market. And my father, would haggle people down, haggle these business owners down like to bare bones, like nothing. And they would say, yeah, let's go. Now being on the other side, being an entrepreneur and being that person on the other side of the stage, now it's like, hold on, man. Don't be haggling me like that, because when you go to Walmart, when you go to Apple, when you go to all these other companies, you can't go up to the cash register and say, hey, can I get a discount on this? They're gonna tell you no, right? But yet we think that that's okay for us to do to small business owners. And not only that, as we talk about the relationships between entrepreneurship and corporate America or the corporate world, it's a different mindset, of, oh, I deserve this, or oh, I've been working all week, I get this. Look, you've been pressing some buttons, you got to take some breaks between here and there. Let me tell you something. Tara said earlier, if you were to ask us, will we do this all over again, I'm gonna just be straight up honest. No, I wouldn't. Okay. If I knew all the things that I had to go through, that we've been through to get to where we are now? Possibly not. Not with the mindset that I had then. With the mindset I have now, absolutely. Because now I don't have an alarm clock. We don't have an alarm clock. I ain't got no boss calling me. I ain't got no boss telling me that no, I can't take $150 change fee when I just spent $1,200 the night before with 2 clients, right? I don't have any of those problems. And so this is really where, you have to own up and have these conversations with myself. Hey, look, do I want to really say I'm on my own, I'm independent, oh, I'm this, that, and the other? Well, there's this thing called entrepreneurship over there that's waiting for you. And let me tell you, it will definitely give you a gut check, as I used to share, with people. And more importantly, it really will showcase, who your friends are. It blows me away that when friends get new jobs and there's this new promotion that they put out, you get hundreds of people that say, congratulations, way to go, this, that, and the other. And me and Tara have been doing social media now for the last 7 years and introducing our products and services to people. And it's like crickets, right? Then now it's night and day. And so that right there just goes to show, you all. And we hope this conversation is really engaging with those other entrepreneurs that, hey, look, you're not in this alone. 45% of people that start their business have the same conversation, that their friends and family don't support you. And I'm here to share with you, if your friends and family aren't supporting you, those aren't your customers, okay? More people don't know about your business that do know about your business. And the people that do know about your business haven't done business with you, they're not going to do business with you. So move along, right? Keep the train pushing. And so this is really where, with the Hello LLC, that we help people, with the future of their business. We help people with strategies. We help people with trends. We help people, leverage technology. And more importantly, we provide value, and we are able to share with you all to be empowered. Number one, believe in yourself and press the dang button, right? And a lot of the times we see other entrepreneurs, we see other businesses that say, do this, do that, do this, do this, do that. And they're not even doing it, number one, right? Or they're not showcasing their business the way that they're telling you. I saw this lady talk about she builds websites and she had a link tree. What? I'm lost on that. Just help me out on that one. Help me out, right? And so this is where,
Help me help you.
Help me help you. And this is where we share with people, hey, look, man, open up your mind, open up your thought process, and really be able to expand upon what you're doing now. And at the end of the day, love, we talk about our relationship and some of the things that you shared, just like yesterday. I made it a point that when we went out yesterday, baby wanted pizza. So we went and got her pizza. If you guys don't know, we're digital nomads here in Guanajuato, Mexico. We sold the house, we sold the cars.
We go on walking dates now.
Yeah, we go on walking dates in the rain, right? People like walking on the beach. We like walking in the rain, right? In Mexico. And it was, I made it a point not to talk about business. And after we got finished eating, we got back home, and I think it was this morning, I mentioned to her, I said, love, I want you to be aware that, hey, I wanted to not talk about business yesterday. Because Tara is the one that will literally, stop us and slow us down, slow my ass down, because I will run and run and run like no other to get things done, to do the things that need to be done. And that's why I share with people, hey, look, if, us and our team are doing all the things that we're doing, then you too can hit the damn like button. You too can hit the comment button. You too can share somebody else's post. Because I know, as busy as I am, I share, I hit that comment button because you're already on your phone. And it blows me away when people say, oh no, I don't know, I don't have time. You have time. You don't make that a priority, because I remind people the same love that you want when you wake up in the morning and you go to grab your phone and you see who likes your stuff, and you wonder why you don't get any likes, wonder why you don't get any comments. My question to you would be, How many people's posts did you like? How many people's posts did you comment on? How many people's posts did you share? And there lies your answer. And if it's zero, don't expect anything back, because as they say, don't expect to get nothing if you didn't chip in, right? And so this is where it all comes to fruition at it all, of really being able to be aware of how you're showing up and not worried about what other people are doing or saying or how they're, contributing to you. Because at the end of the day, I can assure you, check this out. Those same friends that we asked to be, and join us in our business at the very beginning, which is crazy enough. Those same friends are now doing what we were doing 7 years ago, and now coming to us saying, "Hey, can you join us in our network marketing?" We're like, hold on, what was this 7 years ago when we came to you, right? And so, this is where we remind people, not on that, treat everybody with respect, right? You never know where people are going to be and how they're going to show up in life. And if you bring that negative energy, you bring that competition, you bring that, ooh, look at, I'm gonna do better than you. I'm here to tell you, it will come back and slap you in the face tenfold. And just an example, I swear to God, I would never like cats. Never, 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 never. Me and my cat, we are best friends. Okay, you mess with my cat, we got. I'm talking about a kitty cat, not anything else, right? Before we get in this consumed, right? So my kitty cat, I love her. You just not caught on. You just not caught on. And so, this is where it all comes, to fruition of really being able to, as we share, love, kindness, integrity, and more importantly, commitment. And I think that in itself is where we find that people lack at, is the commitment to showing up every day and getting over their fears, getting over their traumas that become their dramas, and more importantly, like me and Tara said, I don't remind her of hers. She don't remind me of mine. She has her role. I have my role. If I try to push her onto doing my role, you ever seen a Chihuahua get bit by a pit bull? It ain't pretty. And so, this is where we really, have been able to, have that yin and yang and express that appreciation, right? Being able to really have the same goals and, really delegate tasks. And at the very beginning, when we started our business, we didn't know how to delegate, just like in corporate America, right? Me being a vice president, that was the number one thing, right? Was delegation, and being able to delegate it effectively and communicate it effectively, and not having expectations of what I thought, but communicating effectively so the other person can understand. And I think that's one of the things that we really lack at of being able to do, right? But that's what I got, love. What you got? And real quick, baby, we'll probably get ready to play a quick commercial for you guys, real quick. Love, I don't know if you have our holiday sale one in there, but let me know if you have that, and we can play that, or just the ones you have in there. But if you guys don't know, we are right now live. What you got, love? What'd you say?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. There's a lag.
Gotcha. We are live right now, guys, on TikTok, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, live. We're live on our YouTube channel. Where else are we live at, love? Facebook. Oh, in our Facebook group that you guys can join. TikTok, I'm going to put that in there. Facebook. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, there's a lag. I was just talking with you. There's a lag.
So if you guys want to come and see us live, on camera, which is why on some of our social networks, we got you guys on mute. But definitely, this is where on every Thursday, guys, we're going to have a candid conversation for a Hello Pivot Live. And then you guys make sure you come and join us for our Tuesday how-tos that is at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. Our helpful how-tos is part of our Pivot membership, where we literally show you, teach you, how to run your business, how to implement, your Google SEO, how to utilize YouTube, how to utilize TikTok, how to utilize these things for small to medium-sized even our entrepreneurs, right? Our entrepreneurs to be able to really showcase their business in a completely different way as we have to pivot you into the future. Because, what your mama and daddy did in business, that we were taught of how to do business, is not the way we're doing business these days, especially as AI, especially as Web3, that you guys right now can come and join us in our Hello Plaza as well from your cell phone, from your laptop, or your VR headsets. And you can see the metaverse where we're streaming this into the metaverse right now and being able to see us live as well. And you guys can go check this out. One app, one tap. Our biz in a box, the HELLO LLC.io, allows you to get access to everything I've talked about, right? And with that being said, love, you ready?
Are you an innovative entrepreneur or business owner ready to embrace the future of business transformation?
The world is evolving at an unprecedented pace, and it's crucial to adapt and pivot towards success in this dynamic landscape. At the HELLO LLC, we are dedicated to guiding you through this transformative journey, offering a comprehensive suite of services that extend beyond the metaverse and 3D immersive experiences.
Our mission is to empower businesses and brands by assisting them in building, branding, systemizing, and automating their operations. We specialize in steering businesses from a two-dimensional existence to a thriving three-dimensional presence, where opportunities abound.
We help businesses harness the power of technology to work smarter, not harder, enabling them to operate efficiently and stay ahead of the curve. Our diverse range of services includes:
Our Biz in a Box is a complete business solution package designed to jumpstart your entrepreneurial journey. From strategic planning to digital infrastructure, we've got you covered. Your one app, one tap solution.
Our Motion Work AI videos transform your brand storytelling with our cutting-edge AI-driven video production, captivating your audience like never before.
Our 3D VR environments will step you into the future of immersive experiences. With our custom 3D virtual reality environments that engage and captivate your customers.
Lastly, in our Pivot membership program, we offer tailored guidance and support to either show you, teach you, or take care of the transformation process for you.
According to a 2023 study by Fundera, a staggering 28% of small businesses in the United States do not have an online presence. This statistic underscores the importance of embracing digital transformation. Having a website is more than just an online presence, it's a gateway to unlocking numerous benefits, including reaching a broader audience, showcasing your products or services, generating leads and sales, establishing trust, providing customer support, and maintaining competitiveness within your industry.
The HELLO LLC is committed to helping you excel in all these aspects of modern business, not just limited to the metaverse alone.
Why should you choose the HELLO LLC to navigate this transformational journey?
By partnering with us and harnessing cutting-edge technology, you can provide immersive experiences for your customers, expand your global reach, reduce operational costs, and enhance brand recognition, all while working with a company that holds integrity in high regard. Our commitment to ethical and principled business practices ensures that your journey towards success is not only innovative, it is also firmly rooted in trust and transparency.
Don't wait. Take the first step towards a brighter business future. Contact us today to explore how we can support you in developing a remarkable digital presence and immersive experience that will leave a lasting impression.
Yeah!
And there you are, my ladies and gentlemen. There is our beautiful commercial. And hey, look, if you are interested in an AI MotionWorks video, that was just an example of what we do in with our MotionWork AIs. Those are AI digital avatars of David and I. Speaking, we can make them custom voices, or we can do completely, if you don't like your voice, some people don't like their voice, we can do other voices. We can do complete other avatars too, if you don't want to use your avatar. So again, check out our MotionWork AI videos, and those are on sale right now at the holiday sale. You can join or go to thehellollc.io, save up to 50% off in that sale. Excuse me. You will find that our MotionWorks, our business in a box, and our plaza, as well as our VR storefronts, are on sale for the holidays. So go in there. If you've been trying to get your business, if you have been trying, it's time to do. So go ahead and go out there, pivot your business into Web3 space. Because again, that's the future. It's where we're headed. And if you would like to listen into more conversations that we have about the Web3 conversation, about business solutions of how you can pivot your business from Web2 to Web3, work harder or work smarter, not harder, join us every Tuesday and Wednesday at 3:30 East Central Time as we jump on and just talk about business and Web3 solutions, marketing, social media, personal things as well, just like we are having a conversation tonight. So, Mr. Jones.
Now that you say, watch this, guys. Now that you say about our Hello AI Motion Works, I think what we need to put in Works Love is we need to put in a weekly schedule AI video that people can.
I knew it. I knew if I said something, it was going to, you guys, this is how our business works. David has a great idea, and then Tara gets to implement it. Because I'm the systems lady.
Well, yes, that indeed. But look here, guys, when we talk about our business, right? And this is something that we share with people when starting out your business, you know, a lot of these things you don't know, right? When I very first started and we jumped and once again, we turned our passion into profitable success. Our biz in a box literally came from us having all these different entities in our business, and we needed something to segment it all into one. Just the other day, I saw this lady on her post. She had like 5 different links for people to go to and research her business. And I'm like, no, what are you doing? Especially right now, you have 5 seconds, if less than that, right, to get people's attention. And so that's why we created the Biz in the Box that has the AI Motion Works at the top. Well, when people click on that link, those of you that don't know the HelloLLC.io, when you click on that link, you get to see all of our information. You have a AI video right there that you just saw that now plays. Now you as a business owner, you don't have to be the actual, you know, salesman of your business. When people go to your page, they're not reading. I'm just here to let you know that right now. People are not reading your static website. And so it literally gives people everything they need right there. And, you know, this was able to solve our problem, which then we created a way for this to solve other people's problems. And this in itself was where, you know, we have then been able to say, hey, we need to find a way to make money, you know, while we sleep. As Warren Buffett was talking about, we utilize this thing called mini chats like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And that was like the very beginning of AI. And the crazy thing about it, guys, is that I keep saying this. I am going to go. I was looking at some of my lives that I had beforehand, and I'm going to go and I'm going to put in there where I kept saying, hey, AI is coming. You guys got to be prepared for AI, because if you're not online, you're behind. And even now, more than ever, you know, they're sharing with people that, hey, you know, by 2026, there's going to be a 50-50 split between AI and the human workforce. And so here it is. And a lot of the times, you know, we share with people that maybe we're a little bit ahead of our times. Maybe like if we started like 5 years ago, then we would be where everybody is. And now we're talking about this metaverse. And 5 years from now, everybody's going to be talking about metaverse and be all on it, especially when these Apple Vision Pro headsets come out at Q1. I just saw another company that's creating another version of a VR headsets. And so if these companies are jumping into the future, if these companies are implementing these things into their business, why would you not? 80% of CEOs say that they're going to be implementing AI and moving into Web3. It blows my mind when we go and share, you know, the Web3 space, the Hello Plaza virtual storefront mall. It goes in one ear and it goes out the other. And some people can't grasp the concept of people pressing 4 simple buttons. Just like when you downloaded Instagram, just like when you downloaded TikTok, just like when you downloaded all these different things, right? You had to download those and then you were able to access it. That is the same way within, you know, that I was like, girl, what's going on? And so this is where, you know, we have to be able to adapt right, to the future as well, and really being able to implement tools and understand it's doing what we want. You literally get to have your online store present for you 24/7 without you being there, what Warren Buffett said, right? And so this is where we continue to push up the mountain. We continue to show up. We continue to, help other people build their business, build their brand, and for them to show up in their business as well, because that's the kicker, is that most people, right, just need some help with learning what buttons to press, and that's what we can do. And that's what you were able to do for me, right? Circling us all back when I very first started this, right? When we first started this, guys, I didn't know no social media. I was the worst writer on planet Earth. The content, like Tara had to create our images and all of that, right? It took us 3-4 hours, not when I say us, me, to make one post, right? When that now is like 5-10 minutes, and I don't have to go to Tara for nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing do I have to go to Tara for anymore with creating our post and getting our marketing and our concept out there. And that's been one of many things with our AI. And not only that, in our relationship. Because now I don't have to go to Tara. Hey, baby, can you do this? Interrupt her while she's doing what she needs to do and getting her off concept. Right. And so it works for the benefit of both of us. And this is even what we share in your relationship. Why aren't you utilizing some of this AI? Right. We all getting these tits and tats with our significant other, where we get these messages in the text message because we're not listening, because we're not communicating, because we're not effectively, sitting down and being aware of who we're being. So we get these messages. Take that same message that you get, drop it into ChatGPT, drop it into Google Bar, and then say, hey, can you respond back in a relationship manner type of way and hit these 3 bullet points and explain that in there. Let it put it together for you. Change out some of the words that don't sound like you. And boom, you get to take out the emotions. And that's something that we share with people a lot of the times, is that, this AI separates your emotions. This AI allows you to get out of your own way even faster. And it allows us to create at the speed of thought. And so that's the most exciting thing that we have discovered, utilizing and pivoting this new technology, not only into our business, into others, but, into our relationship, and even, dealing with other things. So that's what I got. What you got?
Yeah, it's just really, at the end of the day, it comes down to that balance. And if you guys hear the booms in the background, welcome to Mexico. By the way, just a public service announcement. Do not come to Guanajuato, Mexico if you have PTSD and big bangs scare you. I mean, I'm not joking around. They literally set off TNT cannons here daily. And they're big booms like mortars. And so if you have PTSD, just a public service announcement. Don't visit Guanajuato, Mexico. I don't think it would suit very well. So I say that because, when we first got here, we're like, what is that? What was that? And we weren't used to it. Now it's.
I don't think this is going to make it. I don't like this. I'm scared. Me and the cat, we're in the room. We're surprised with all these bangs. And just, that's not good.
Y'all, you should see this dynamic trio that we have here. I am let's go check. What was that? Ooh, and David's like, the cat and David are in the new.
Go find out. Go ahead. Go find out. Bye. We'll be right here.
Speaking of relationships, the first time, the very first time David and I were not hanging out, but we'd been dating for 5-6 months, and we were watching a movie or something, and a big boom happened outside of his apartment. There's big noise, but it was 3:00 in the morning. And I was like, what was that? And he was like, I don't know. I'm like, well, go check it out. He said, girl, no, we do not go check things out. No, you might, we don't. You see that? Yeah. He said, you might, but we don't. And I said, he said, you go check it out. I'm like, no. And he went,
oh my God. If y'all know Kings of Comedy, you know where that came from, right? No, you go search, you can find out.
So, yeah.
Right?
Let me know.
But
I love it. Well,
one of the things
yeah,
I would like to ask you, you know, with you being, you know, the feminine side of this relationship, you know, how has the relationship or how has the business impacted you on your you know your overall health and your overall well-being? You know, can you explain to maybe some of the ladies that, you know, might have the same experience, or, you know, talk to us.
yeah. So from my point of view as being a woman, you know, when I did corporate America and our business full time, and I mean in the business full time, it was extremely exhausting. Well, first of all, corporate America was exhausting because you, especially when you work in a toxic work environment and you have, you know, an entity, a corporation that doesn't care about who it's asked. When you work in an environment that you are constantly just being, can you do this? Can you do this? I need this. I need more. Can you run this? Can you do these 3 different positions for the price of one? You know, can you be on call 24 hours a day? Can you be all things with no appreciation? No, hey, you need to take some time off before you get burnt out. Hey, you're overloaded. And then you jump into business for yourself, which is that business is not about, you know, having time off. You quickly understand the burnout, and everybody in America is experiencing burnout 100%, because we are moving out of a capitalistic time. And look, this is not a conversation about capitalism, but what I'm talking about is it was always go, go, go. Me. I need. I got to do better. I got to do better. And it was so hustle culture that we didn't stop and take a breath and smell the roses and have a cup of coffee once in a while. And because of that, you find yourself in burnout mode. And so then entering into a business, you continue the same habits because you are so conditioned of the corporate way of, you know, someone owning your time, someone paying for your time, all of that, that if you are not conscious or aware, at the end of the day, you will find that you will be in the burnout mode again. And so the biggest thing from a woman's point of view in business on multiple levels, I'm speaking in the burnout level as to the self-care aspect of being in business for yourself. When you own your time and you don't have to worry about a boss going, where are you? What are you doing? You then have the ability to relax a little. Like, we're all professionals here. We all know how to manage our time. We all know how to get stuff done. I almost said the SHIT word. Forgot we're on live. But we all know how to do that. So we don't need babysat. Well, at least the competent people don't need babysat. And what just drives me crazy is that you will have people who in corporate America run large corporations, run large sales teams, run large management efforts that have not taken care of their personal issues or traumas, and then you're dealing with them unsubconsciously known to you, and you carry that with you into business. And so the biggest thing that as a woman in business, not only, you know, the self-care aspect of having balance, that is the biggest thing, of being able to stop and saying, you know what, I need to meditate. I need to take 20 minutes to meditate right now because my mental health is not on the right schedule or, you know, right lineage that I needed to be on. Or the other side of that, being a woman in business, is a multitude of things. I mean, I could sit here and have this conversation from different aspects. There's a marketing aspect for being a woman in business. There's a self-care aspect. There's being a business owner as a woman, about how if you have respect, or you are respected or not respected as a businesswoman. So those are things that also meld over into corporate America, right? So those are all things that you deal with within that structure of business, regardless if you're in business for yourself or helping somebody else with their business. And so, the biggest thing that comes to me when you ask that question was the freedom of my own time. I have commitments. I have responsibilities to people and to clients that have, contracted us for our services for them. Those are my, the what is the word I'm looking for? I just went blank, but priorities. Those are the priorities of what is so. But that doesn't mean that you have to be up at 7 a.m. because somebody said you had to be at work at 7 a.m. You can start work at noon and work till midnight. You can start at midnight, work till 6 a.m. You can work whatever schedule you want to that works best within your flow. And as a woman, when we deal with things that are, things that women deal with, and you and I have had this conversation just on from a man and a woman, like just two chemical makeups that are different, like not anything about what you can do and I can do, but just two chemicals that are, chemical makeups that are completely opposite of people, of each other. Something that I have found is the sense of being able to know that a portion of a 28-day span, I'm going to have more productivity, production, awareness, go, let's get out there and go. There's going to be another part of my time in that 28-day span that I'm going to be a little more less, out, let's go, needing a little more self-care or rest in order to make sure that you can do that. Now, on a chemical makeup of a male, that's a go all the time, which is why David's in go mode all the time. And to me, I can go, and then I'm like every 2 weeks, I'm like, I need a break, but it's because understanding who you are as a human, first of all, what your genetical makeup is, second of all, understanding how you tick, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, that all comes down. And for me being a woman, since you asked from a woman's point of view, a lot of times in corporate America, we are thrusted into a man's position. And I'm not in here to have a conversation about men or women or whatever, but it is a production position, meaning you need to produce. And I say that from a point of being thrusted into a man's position because men chemically are made up to go out, hunt, stalk, hunt, kill, bring back food into the house and leave it be and then move on. That is what is chemically made up. The chemical, things, biological things that we can't change. And so corporate America in today's business is set up of produce, go, hustle, harder, get it. And if you're a woman who doesn't understand your chemical makeup and you then beat yourself up for 2 months of the month or 2 weeks of the month, because you're like, I just don't have any energy. I can't go. I'm not in that mode. And then you think something's wrong with you as a woman. And then you're in your mind, you're not best for yourself. You're not helping your family. You're not there for your significant other. You're not showing up for work. You're there physically, but you're not mentally. Your heart's not in it. You're burning out. And people have not learned in corporate America, the world of corporate America and having employees. And I speak when I say corporate America, if you own a business and you have employees, I'm talking to you. Like you can contract, if you have contract people, that's different. But if you have people that are literally W-2, W-4 employees on your payroll, this is a message for you. You have to slow that down and understand people are different. And when you learn that your greatest asset is the employee of your business, you will then never run out of clients. when you take care of the employee. And that was the biggest thing I learned from my last corporate position, was that toxic burnout that happens that I had never experienced in the 22 years of my corporate career, because the position and entity that I worked for before understood how that natural cycle works in order to make sure that it worked within the business. That balance, we're back to this balance thing. So from a woman's point of view in business, it really just comes down to the simple fact of, we could talk about marketing concepts and all of that, but it comes down to me and myself understanding about who I am, how I work, knowing when my production is highest and how I can then stack my plate and work, 24 hours in one day. And then, but you come talk to me in 2 weeks from now, and I'm like, yeah, I got, 6 hours of work in today because I'm exhausted or whatever's going on. And this comes back down to where we are moving at within society is balance, collaboration. And this is what happens when we communicate and have these conversations and saying, hey, these people that work for you are not machines. You must stop in order to make sure your machinery is taken care of, because you are working them to death. And a lot of times what happened in the old days, they didn't care. And so you were disregarded. And then that played with your mental state again. And in a woman's point of view, we are built genetically, physically, and things like, yeah, we can do multiple things. Like you asked David, I'm very much a feminist in my own right? You will hear Tara hear her roar, women hear her roar, whatever, right? But I also understand that when you come,
That I'm glad this is recorded.
When you understand that you come into your own right and understand that your balance in your own self and what you need, then you're able to slow that down and be able to really, help yourself. Because once you help yourself, you can help others, right? Once you put your gas mask on, your oxygen mask, that too. If you need a gas mask, you put that on too. But once you refill your tank, you're more service to other people. And moving in a new day and age where we're moving out of the eye for the eye. It's, all about me. The people that are very much focused about themselves or their company, and they don't care what it costs to be successful. Like, they don't care about employees. They don't care about clients. They don't care about any of that. And it's just about the money and the profit to them. Unfortunately, this technology era that we're moving into really is going to leave them behind, because it's a shift. There's a shift happening, and it's why, and it started when 2020 happened. A lot of people, 2020 was a year of awakening and reckoning, and we lost a lot of amazing people, through whatever, viruses that were going around.
Yeah.
But what also happened is it's caused everybody to set their, took us on the ground, and it allowed us to think, and it allowed us to stop and go, I don't want to be doing this anymore. If I'm building someone else's, why am I not building my dream? Am I working this hard? I can build my dream instead of someone else's who doesn't care about you and your disposal. Because the moment I'm telling you I left corporate America, I was replaced like that. I do that. And that's when I knew I don't need to be there anymore. Because if you don't appreciate me, then I don't need to be there for you to build your goals and dreams when you don't care about mine. And so I could sit here and talk about this topic for a very long time, because I see so many people just getting torched, and just people it's like people are just disposable. And then people sort of sit around and be like, why don't people, work as hard as they used to? And it's like, well, if you really want to talk about it and break it down, we are in a different time. And it's not that people don't work hard anymore. It's that people demand 4 times, 5 times more for 4 times less to pay. And why are people going to do that? you know. So again, I'll park my scooter there, but I could talk about that subject forever. So from a man's point of view, love, I'm going to put that back onto you in reverse and, ask you your point of view from a man's side, being in business for yourself, what you see, how that shows up, and just kind of get your thoughts in that whole realm, because it's kind of an open-ended question.
Yeah, well, first I have to acknowledge, what you shared about, being in a toxic environment, and then not even, when you shared, the 2 weeks on, the 2 weeks going, and it's always a go, 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 go mode, right? And for a man, that's what it is, and especially, with my career and me starting out in the telecom industry, where within 6 months I was a sales manager, and then I was a market director, and then a year later I was a VP. And I really remember now how it was all one. I didn't care if he was a woman or a man. This is what it was. And the environment that we were in was, get your butt to work at 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, this is how demeaning corporate America was at the position I was in, right? Is that if you were late, you had to sing Little Teapot, or the manager would come up with something for you to do that would, pretty much embarrassing. So you wouldn't do it again. And then even more when it was time to get on the phones, because we had to do telemarketing, at the very beginning, you then was told you can't go to the restroom. Don't put the phone off of your head, right? And keep smiling and dialing. You had to do this. And then even more so, going out in the field and cold calling 50 plus doors a day. From a man's standpoint, for me, especially as a black individual, it was no problem for me to go out and cold call, but to have a woman go out walking in the streets and whatever, God knows what neighborhood, by themselves, going from door to door, especially right now in today's society. Oh my God, I could not even imagine that. Or if I did have kids, having my daughter out in the street doing that. And so, there's just so many different things that you bring up that I wasn't aware of then, that I didn't care, about any time of the month or any emotions or anything of that. I don't want to hear it. You get the job done and you didn't, and that was it. And knowing what I know now, right? So bad. There was HR. The HR department should have been, writing everybody up, day one when they got in the office. And so it's just crazy to look at that, and then even more so as a man, as a black man, having to go in these different corporations and really have to step on toes in a completely different way than my other counterparts, and even being put in different situations that maybe I didn't want to be put into, or even in one position. I'll share this story. I had a young lady that was going to close a deal, and it was another Caucasian guy, and the deal was done. She said, "Hey, Dave," and I was just going with her, just to go with her, because had another appointment afterwards, and we were going to close this deal. And she said, "It's 100% done." I go to sit down, and she's doing the talking, and she introduces me as the VP of the organization. And he flat out looked at me and said, "No, I'm not doing it. Not doing the deal." And she looked at him like dumbfounded. I knew what it was. I mean, we've been in this situation beforehand, right? I knew exactly what it was. And so I said, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna go out to the car. I got to take this phone call, because back then there was a Blackberries, so all you had was a vibration, really. And so, hey, I got to take this call." I go out, and I knew exactly what it was, right? And she said, "David, he was mad that I actually brung you, and then he even mentioned that you were a black guy, and that he would do business with you, right? And he didn't want his business to be because of that." And so you can ask me from a man, you can ask me, from a black man's situation in that standpoint. But even still, looking back on it now, no, corporations did not care about their employees. and I had every bit of maybe 5 to 6 jobs, and the average person is going to have 40 jobs throughout their career. And when we did decide to build this business, we did decide to build this brand. That was the one great thing that I able to now be able to say, hey, you know what? Now it's on me. Now, and even more so, being able to have a different mentality than I had back then, right? Because something that I heard the other day is a lot of the times we have to unlearn things being an entrepreneur corporate world. And I think that was one of the things that you were hitting on, and I'll just share it in a different way. When you start being an entrepreneur, you have to unlearn the conditions of being an employee. Yeah, that's cute and adorable that you think you want to break. Oh, that's cute and adorable that that ain't your job. Oh, that's cute and adorable that, I ain't got time for that. When you are the main person, that's the only time you have for it. And, for myself, and I know even for Tara, Tara sacrificed not getting her hair done, not getting her nails done, right? Not going and spending, all the time, with her friends and things of that sort, and being entrenched in this business. And even for myself, I like to keep my beard cut. Miss Giggles asked the other day, she's like, David, what are you doing, going to the barbershop? Well, I got a beard, Miss Giggles. So, these are the things that, we have sacrificed together. But more importantly, especially for me, I've sacrificed fishing. My fishing today was going catfishing with no water, right? I was catfishing, y'all, like no other, with no water. And if you're laughing right now.
You got a lot of bites, too. You got a lot of bites.
You never believe it. These catfish, though, you can't eat. You can't clean. You can't do none of that, right? And this was, throwing.
You might get effed up in the meantime.
And my catfishing today was literally throwing a string with the mouth on the end of it, where the cat, Stony Girl, was chasing the mouse. So I was catfishing, and
As David, I said, so it's fishing.
It's the same, right? Hey, I didn't lose no lures, right? I none of that. And so. She's over here looking at me. And so, the sacrifice, the mindset has to shift. And that's something that we have gradually done. And, even more so being able to learn as we grow and then learn together, because Tara is highly into fintech, into crypto, and she started this when we got doing this business, and for myself, it's more so, just on being able to understand the metaverse, this AI, the intricates deeper, of where we're going and really how it all plays, but it plays well together in our business. And in our relationship, Tara can talk your ear off when it comes to fintech, and I can talk your ear off when it comes to, metaverse and all these other things. And so, this is where we came together to be able to build our relationship and build our brand together. But love, when you ask me, that question coming from a man's standpoint, I really think you put some light on it, hearing your side. And hearing the way that you communicated and the way that I can show up, and even in our day-to-day interaction of how I'm going 24/7. And we've been working through this where I got a calendar, y'all. I got, this app, we get daily reminders, right? Hey, player, you know what time it is. So back up. So, and this is where danger. Robinson danger. And so, this is where we came together and really collaborating and communicating effectively of how this all works. And so, Love, I hope that answers your question, to the extent that you wanted to. Do you want to play another commercial before we get out of here, on the last words before we get out of here?
Yeah. We'll play a quick commercial right quick, and then we'll come back with our final closeout.
Are you a forward-thinking entrepreneur or business owner? The world is changing faster than ever, and it's time to pivot and adapt to the future. HELLO LLC is here to help you do just that. HELLO stands for helping enterprises leverage leading-edge optimizations. Our innovative solutions can streamline operations, reduce overhead costs, and give you a competitive edge in a market projected to reach $5 trillion by 2030. By pivoting to the metaverse, businesses can tap into a rapidly growing market that is projected to be a significant part of daily life for 25% of Americans by 2026. As a full digital metaverse agency, the HELLO LLC can help you create custom solutions to streamline operations, increase productivity, reduce costs, and drive brand recognition. Why should you pivot to the metaverse with the HELLO LLC? By leveraging cutting-edge technology, you can provide immersive experiences for your customers, expand your global reach, and unlock new revenue streams. Contact us today to make the pivot.
I like the music. Absolutely, absolutely. And guys, look, the metaverse is the future. The metaverse is nothing more than the third generation of the internet. And right now, you guys all should be taking advantage of our Hello holiday sale that allows you all to enter our Hello Plaza, where you can literally have your own kiosk, right, in our Hello Plaza, where you can showcase your brand, you can showcase your apparel, you can showcase your masterclass, you can showcase your podcast, you can showcase anything and everything you want to showcase and have a completely different conversation with people when you are presenting your business and people want to learn more about you. You can say, hey, go to my metaverse store. You're what? Hold on, I don't have those VR headsets. I don't have that. No, you don't need them. You can go right now through my Biz in a Box and go into metaverse from your phone or your laptop. Or if you do want to go into the VR headsets, knock yourself out and go there into your VR headsets. And so this is really, where we share with people how they can be able to adapt, how they can be able to adopt. Hence AI, it's not artificial intelligence, it's doing those two things. Are you able to adopt? Are you able to adapt and make that pivot forward? Because some of y'all are still rolling around here using pagers, right, for your business when you haven't even much upgraded to the actual, cell phone. And this is where we share people and help people upgrade their business from the pager to the cell phone to now, these new VR headsets in the metaverse. And a lot of the times people coin us as the metaverse, gurus, when really at the end of the day, what we are your foundation, right? Where we want to be able to build your foundation and then be able to pivot you into the Web3. And a lot of the times people don't have their Web3, right, set up in order, or should I say that they don't have their Web2 set up to go over to the Web3. The other day I was meeting with a gentleman and he was like, hey, can I just, get straight into the Hello Plaza? I said, yeah, we're more than welcome to do that. You can do that, but I want you to understand, when people go into the Hello Plaza and they want to go make a purchase from the Hello storefront and then take them back to 2D, your current foundation that you have now doesn't have an easy access and doesn't have all of this. You're collecting people's emails and you're asking people to copy and paste your actual calendar link to go book an appointment with you, and you're not selling anything you don't have an e-commerce on your actual old outdated static website. Let's update your foundation first, then let's think about pivoting you into the Web3 space. And a lot of the times, right, we don't think ahead and we're not preventative with our business, with our brand. And that's really, if we wanted to come up with one word, really for our business, it would be preventative at the end of the day, to where we help you be preventative in your business in all aspects, and your mind, your body, and your soul, especially with our Pivot membership. So that's what I had to add on top of that, Love. Before we get out of here, what else do you have to share with the folks? Talk to us, and I appreciate you being open and candid about, from a woman's standpoint, how that played out, because I'm more than certain, that was hit home to a lot of other individuals that was able to hear that and be like, oh, I am dealing with toxic burnout. Ooh, I don't have the energy that everybody else has. Ooh, those topics that we don't think about.
Yeah, it's if you are somebody who's watching who has known me most of my life, you would know that I would say, "Oh no, I can keep up. I don't keep up. I can do that. I can do the same thing that you could do." And it's great to have that tenacious attitude. But what I found was I was working, against myself. It's like it it reminds me of when David's birthday, July 13th, we our birthdays are very close together. And so this year we decided to go for a four-wheeler ride because I wanted to go for a four-wheeler ride last year for my birthday, but we were in Columbia, and there just weren't a whole lot of options where we were. So this year we got to do that for our birthdays. So David, since it's his birthday, we get on the four-wheeler. Guys, I've rode four-wheelers all my life. David has too, most of his adult life, we know how to run or ride an ATV of any sort, right? So we get on and we're going, and the people are, we're following the team or the crew, because of course when you have to, a tour, you got to go on a tour. So we're following everybody and whatnot, and I'm like, David, why are we going so slow? Like, do they have a governor? I'm like, it's slow. Governor, like, what is it? And it's like, I don't know why we're going. I mean, he's got the throttle, full throttle. I'm like, and the people in front of us are looking behind us like, are you guys going to hurry up? Like, are you coming? Like, and we got people like wanting to pass us behind us. I mean, we were moving slow up the hill. And I'm thinking, well, maybe it's up the hill. Maybe it's two of us. Shit, I'll get off and walk. You go. Like, it was about a mile down the road when David said, I think so slow. And I said, why is that? And he said, on the foot brake down below on the right hand side. And I was like, oh, so that absolutely explains it. So why I share that story, y'all, is because that's exactly what it's felt like. Is for 20 years in corporate America, 22 plus years in corporate America, I felt like I was full throttle with my foot on the brake. Because why? Was because I was living up to the need of being that I could do. Like, we live in a world and we live in a society that what men can do, women can do. And hey, again, I am definitely a feminist person, and I will tell you, and I will stand up for feminist rights all day. But I also understood something very within this last year. 41 years of walking this earth, I realized I was made up for who I am. I work differently and not like everybody else. And the moment that I will be in tune with how I work, I noticed a huge change of how much more happiness and balance and peace I had within myself. Now, I know I can do most everything David can do. And David knows David can do most everything I can do, right? But we don't need to, because we have been able to find our balance in our relationship, within our business. And that way, David and we play upon that. Like, as a woman, our genetic makeup is to nurture. That is ingrained into us. Now, you might be like, look, David and I have decided to have no kids. So you're like, well, what are you going to nurture? Well, I can nurture myself. I can nurture the business. I can nurture our clients. David as a man in that, and look, this is not a man and a female conversation, but I'm sharing this because there's a balance that happens when we will lean into it instead of stop being so darn stubborn and prideful to say, I can do it. Well, yes, we know you can do it, Tara, but do you have to do it? Do you have somebody in there, or does AI or technology help you? And so once I learned that within my feminine entity, I can really have a natural flow when I lean into my femininity of nurturing and creation, right? I don't have to worry about going out and stalking, hunting, killing, and bringing food back to the house. That's not what I have to worry about. David has that. What I am is when that food does come into the house, I'm going to make a delicious meal. The house is going to look like a house, but it's not going to be, it's going to turn into a home. It's that creation and that nurture that comes naturally to me. It does not come naturally to David. Just like hunting and killing and all that does not come natural for me to go out and do. Now, I grew up in Idaho, and I grew up with a family of hunters and fishermen. So I know how to do all that if I needed to feed myself. But you don't always have to. And as we move into technology, in an era of technology, we're really leaning into a time where people can lean on technology to be able to help balance out that unbalance. Because right now, what's going on in corporate America and in America is a massive unbalance because we are not leaning into our true nature of what we need to do. Now, I'm not saying everybody does the same, right? We're all different. But when we are doing what makes us happy and finding balance in that, then we really find the flow where we can put the oars in the boat, our feet in the boat, and we can move on down with the flow and rowing and upstream. And for 22 plus years in corporate America, I rode upstream. Hard-headed, with pride that says, I'm going to do it. I don't need, I don't need already know what I was going to say, Mr. Jones. It's a quote off a movie line. But my point in this is...
It's a smart guy.
Yeah, that part. And again, if David was not here, if we didn't start our relationship 13 years ago, and I discovered the balance of my own yin and yang, it would still be the same. And I would go out and find tools that would do the yin to the yang or the yang to the yin so that I can be in full balance. That's what it comes down to. And a lot of people in the past 3 years have discovered that corporate America, why am I working for someone in corporate America building your dream when you don't give a rat's ass about me or anybody else around? It's all about you. And that is the biggest thing that, it's taken me a long time to really look, you said something earlier and I had to say, I learned a long time ago that my last corporate position left was the reason why. If that corporate position did come into my life, we wouldn't be in business. David and I wouldn't be. That was the catalyst for me to start my own business. Because as I stood in that corporate setting one day and had just, dealt with some massive BS that was not mine to deal with and had been accused of some, atrocious things that was not true at all. And then they later discovered that it wasn't. I realized right then, I don't need to be here. I don't need to be in corporate America at all. Because I could go to another job. I could go to somebody else. But it's the same thing everywhere. So why do I want to change one soup of porridge for another soup of porridge when I can go get a filet mignon on my own? And that I remember exactly where I was. I remember what time of day it was. I remember where it was, the day, the time, everything. I know it was written on the whiteboard. When I made that decision to say, F this, I'm not going to be someone's doormat anymore. And if I'm going to work this hard, I'll go work this hard for myself. And that coming from somebody who did not ever think I was going to be my own entrepreneur. I grew up watching my father was an entrepreneur. My brother has been an entrepreneur since, my brother has worked 2 years he worked for 2 years for a company when he said, enough, and I'll be my own entrepreneur, and has done it for the past 30 years on his own. And is now probably the top sought out, excavation construction company within, the state of Idaho and the Northwest. That commitment. And my mom, bless her heart, she will tell you to this day, she's like, nope, I wanted to know where my paycheck was coming in 2 weeks and I was good. And that's the difference. It's okay. It's not a problem, dealing with one. But I really appreciate, because I noticed this the other day, I'm starting to see corporations out there start to realize, you know what? Let people work from home. Let people set their schedule. Let them know what we need done or what they need to have done within their thing. Let them get it done on their own. And now they're some of the top sought out companies to work for because of the balance that they are putting into their system to ensure that people have balance between life and work. It's not work-life balance because you want to do life, and work's the side that we have to do. So and I don't want to say have to do. A lot of us enjoy it when we find what we are doing. So again, Mr. Jones, I could talk about this subject forever because it falls in that feminist kind of conversation, but it comes down into the balance and the yin and yang of the balance, and really understanding that we are shifting. We have made a shift. It's now showing up, which is why you see AI, why you're starting to see like a lot more conversation about cryptocurrencies and blockchain in mainstream media, why you hear metaverse and NFTs in mainstream media now, is because there's a shift that's happened. And along with that shift has also been a resonation, or not a resonation, but there's been a change in the energy. And so there's been a change in the balance. And we are moving out of the hustle culture into the balance culture. And that's really where we're at.
Yeah, I love it. And being able to share that aspect of just enough is enough, right? And at some point, I remind people that look, we all have this thing called a pen in our life that we get to write our own story, our own book, and you can either choose to be the victim or the victor. And it really allows people to, take responsibility of how they show up. And one of the things that was shared with me on the Black Business Network that I'm a part of is that I was doing a fireside chat with a gentleman, and he said something that was profound and it should hit home. And he said, you know what? We rely on our companies and these corporations to have another position for us and for them to have a next level for us to step up to, for us to elevate our career. And we rely on our jobs to do that. And he said, that's not what your job is supposed to do. Your job got into business for profits. And if profits require them to find something that's cheaper, faster, more reliable, right? And not have to worry about HR issues, coffee, creamer, parking spaces, all these other issues, they're going to do it. And people are finding out now more than ever that their jobs are at jeopardy. That, when AI first came around, Grammarly, right? The Alexa, the Siri, the Ring, that didn't impact your job. That was here side. Ooh, that's cool. I can tell Alexa to book my schedule. Now, Alexa got a little bit smarter. Alexa now can do your job. And now everybody's like, no, I don't want AI. No, I don't want this. Well, I'm here to tell you it's out the bag. And it's up to you to be able to up your skills of how you're going to utilize this AI, and even into your business, even into your daily job, because these companies are finding ways to replace you. And this is where we share with people, whether you are in our community, whether you hear us, right? Hey, who? These companies are looking for ways to get rid of you, and you have to find something to replace your income. You have to find something to replace your cell phone bill, right? Something to pay your cell phone bill, something to pay your light bill, something to pay, right? Something in your business to have some recurring revenue coming. Because if you aren't paying attention, these kids aren't going to school anymore, right? There is not going to be these massive corporations with thousands of people hiring people, because now I can get a tool, a chat GPT, a Bard, and create an actual bot. And what employee, right? And especially now with us being live on all these platforms, social media is changing dramatically. You are now your business. You are now your social media. You are now everything for your business. And these companies are wanting you to do the same thing to represent them and your social media. Hey, do this. Hey, post this. Hey, do this. Because they also understand the power of social media. And this is really where we want you all to just, take a step back, say, hey, you don't need to be a full-time entrepreneur whatsoever. You don't need to quit your job, right? And say, I'm throwing my hat over the fence and I'm going to go get it, or burn your boats, right? And I'm not telling you to do that. That's what we did, right? I wouldn't recommend it, right? But, this is something that you should be able to really put forth, and finding a podcast, finding, something that you can be able to, get associated with, the network marketing, affiliate marketing. Hey, look, join our affiliate marketing with our Biz in a Box, our AI, all of the services we have. Boom, there you go, right? And I can assure you, it ain't gonna be no $8 commission, okay? And so, this is where we encourage you guys to really take a step back and be aware, and, ask yourself, hey, do I want to continue to do this? Am I going to continue to do this? Can I continue to do this? Because I say that yesterday here in Mexico. Maybe, I don't know if you saw this, but yesterday in Mexico, we were walking down and there was this guy that had a wheelbarrow, and he had his ladders, he had his tools, he had everything in his wheelbarrow, and he was rolling back home. And I'm like, oh, this man has to do this every day, and no telling how far he has to walk. And there's mountains here in Mexico, okay? 6,682 feet up in the air. You pick your poison. Which road are you going to take? You're going to hit a mountain. And, I start to think like, oh my goodness, I'm not going to complain. As I tell people, stop complaining. You get to copy, paste, drag, drop. And you get to talk to people. You get to be on these social audio platforms. What else could you want compared to that dude that had to get up this morning, and probably take that same wheelbarrow back down the mountain to where he had to go work and work all day? And I was like, man, how long can he do that for? Because he stopped when we passed him and he was taking a rest. And you could just see on his face that he was just tired. He was burnt out. And I was like, I don't know how much longer this guy can just do this. What is he going to do after this? And it made me to think about my parents, about everybody else that we know that are at these 9-to-5s, that are doing these jobs. And little do they know, behind these scenes, these jobs are looking and replacing them faster than they can possibly imagine. Ask McDonald's. Go to the airport and see all the robots that are, now the bartenders. Go and go out and about, and you'll see all the automation that we have now. And you cannot be that naive to say, ooh, not me. Yes, you, right? And so this is where we share with people to open up your mind, because there's 3 expensive things in the world: a closed hand, a closed mouth, and a closed mind. Right? And so open those things up and rediscover and start learning new things, and start unlearning the old things, because the old ways are out and done with. It's kind of like us being younger, and the grandma or the uncle or somebody come up to us and be like, oh boy, back in my day, this, I don't want to hear all of that. And then you grow up and you're like, damn, I should have listened to grandma or uncle a little bit more. I know I do. When my dad said, son, stay out of those clubs, Stop doing all that craziness and start, saving your money and stacking your money, investing your money. I didn't listen. I didn't listen. And I wish I would have listened. And I'm more than certain we all have that. Lessons learned, not regretting, but reflecting on, hey, I'm listening now and I'm opening up and I'm being more aware of how I bring energy to the table. And am I being positive about it or am I being negative about it? And what happens a lot of the times, we bring the negativity into these new ideas, into these new ways of doing our business, and into these new ways of transitioning, because it's change, because it's shift. And nobody wants to shift. Nobody wants to change. Everybody wants the same status quo, doing what you do, because your body wants to preserve all the energy and your mind is like, where's the next line coming from? And so it's preserving all that it can. And so this is where these new ideas and these new things come up, that you have to be willing to say, hey, I got to do this, right? So that's what I got, love. I know we've been on here for a while, but guys, we appreciate you all joining us today. We're on here every single Thursday at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, and really being able to, share with you guys our stories, share with you guys our energy, our frequency, and more importantly, raise your vibration and really empower you to press the button at the end of the day, no matter what it is, because there's this great new thing that you might not know about. It's called the delete button, where you can delete it. Where if we didn't like this live, nobody was on here, boop, delete, pivot, Thursday, what happened? Oh, I don't know, right? And so this is where you all get to explore and enjoy the adventure at the end of the day. So that's what I got. You guys go to the Hello LLC, come and join us in the Hello Plaza. Make sure you guys are being on the lookout for our holiday party that we have on December 21st at 7:30 Eastern. See, baby, we could put a whole video, an AI video with our weekly schedule. And then at the end of that, you can add on the Christmas party, right, with the AI. And that's how that all works. I'm still working this AI video, y'all, if y'all know this. But even though I just got one literally yesterday. You see your eyes. And so you guys make sure
Never
you come
satisfied. Always want more.
Want more. But you guys come and join us on our holiday party on December 21st at 7:30. It's going to be in our metaverse that you can join from your cell phone, your laptop, or your VR headsets. That's what I got, love. What you got?
Well, also, I was going to have you go over some of our holiday sales, if you would like to.
Yeah, sure.
Just share a little bit more about what those are. And I'll add some slides up here while you're doing that.
Do you have the video that you can play instead and show them the AI video? Girl,
we'll see if we can play that. One second.
Yeah. But guys,
it depends on the. Go ahead, love.
Yeah. Well, guys, look. When we share these things with you all, and we really bring these things to your forefront, and don't think that we're talking down on you whatsoever. This is us reminding us of who we were, right? And how we've overcome those mindsets, like Tara was talking about earlier, of being able to sacrifice that Friday, to sacrifice that Saturday.
Visionaries and dreamers.
Oh, there we go.
It's time to pivot your brand into success with the Hello Holiday Sale Spectacular. From now until January 4. Attention all movers and shakers, visionaries and dreamers. It's time to pivot your brand into success with the Hello Holiday Sale Spectacular. From now until January 4, 2024, we're unleashing a tidal wave of deals on our cutting-edge products and services. Get ready to transform your business, engage your audience, and propel your brand. Future is here.
Here's a sneak peek at the dazzling discs you can't miss. Our Hello Plaza is a virtual 3D mall in the metaverse. You're shopping and showcase your brand in our immersive VR mega mall. Shop now on your phone, computer, or VR headsets. A basic lot front is normally $300 $97. Now just $240, saving you $150. Custom Hello Plaza storefront is normally $697. Now only $497, $150 off. Check out our Biz in a Box. The ultimate business management, stream operations, automate tasks, and impress clients. Update your static website to a Biz in a Box. Our professional package is normally $1,497, now $1,197. And a made print-off package is normally $997, now $2,397. That is 20% off.
Bring your brand to life with an animated video with custom avatars, voices, and your audience. The custom package is now for just $790, $200 off. Are you ready to pivot yourself into success? Check out the Hello Pivot membership. Get expert guidance, proven strategies, exclusive content, and support the first month. That's right, half off. Don't wait. Dive into the Hello Holiday Sale Spectacularology.
This is your chance to grab visible. Let's make this holiday season the catalyst for your brand's evolution into the Hello Holiday Sale Spectacular ends on January 4th. Don't miss out. Follow us on social media for additional exclusive deals, behind-the-scenes sneak peeks, and festive fun. Happy holidays.
Yeah, and I skipped a little bit. So next week when we show that, it will not be skipping because of the size of the video. But yes, absolutely. So go out there, guys. Check out those holiday sales. Check out what we've got going on. And really, at the end of the day, if you don't need these services, the other side of this would be the fact of, yes, we have gift cards. You can gift somebody, the gift of Hello LLC. So if you know somebody who does have a business and they need help with building their foundation, or they need help with, making a pivot into metaverse, or they need help with something marketing, social media, any of those strategies, go ahead and send them our way because we can help them. And at the end of the day, the biggest thing that comes down to this is really just ensuring that we all, when the tide rises, all boats rise, because that's what it's about. When we all win, everybody feels better. But when people are being out for just themselves, it's when people don't like to do business. And we are here. That's why we say love, kindness, and integrity at the end of every one of our videos, because we are here to make sure that we are supporting you. And so at the end of the day, you can find us here weekly. We are on social media Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Obviously, this is our live day, but on Tuesdays, we are on social media applications. We do go live on TikTok as well, while we go live through LinkedIn audio. We go live through Clubhouse audio, Entree, Metaverse, as well as, like I said, TikTok. So you can catch us on for How To Tuesdays. On Tuesdays, every Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on Wednesdays for our Wisdom Wednesdays. And we have conversations that are all things business, marketing, strategies, just life in general. Nothing is off topic really at the end of the day, as long as it's respectful to all. So with that said, Mr. Jones, that's all I have. What you got?
Love,
kindness,
and integrity.
But most importantly,
commitment.
Yes. And until next time, y'all, thanks for being here, and we will see you next week. And until then, be sure to make the pivot. Toodles.
Oh, I skipped. I was too soon. My bad.